welcome to another Discipleship School of Ministry Bible reading. Today's reading will be taken from Deuteronomy 2 and 3. We had a pretext from chapter 1, Moses in retrospect went through the children of Israel having the exodus from Egypt, now finding themselves in the wilderness and becoming a community, being put into order and structure. Now they're at a stage where they have the challenges ahead. They've already met the Amorites. They had spies in the land. Some came back with a good report, some with a bad report, some in rebellion and some in obedience. So now into 2, main theme here is challenges ahead. And in our lives today, we have challenges. But number one thing I want to read, skip back to chapter 1, verse 29. It reads, "Then I said to you, do not be terrified or afraid of them. The Lord your God who goes before you, he will fight for you, according to all he did for you in Egypt before your eyes, and in the wilderness where you saw how the Lord your God carried you, like a man carries his son, in all the way that you went until you came to this place." We have that assurance that we can trust in God's promises when we have challenges, and he will give us strength, and he will go before us, and we will overcome these challenges. We are to resist fear, scenes of doom, downturns, strife, defeat, but we're to walk in faith and keep that hope alive, knowing that God will respond to the challenges that are before us. And we, in response, come back to God with obedience. And I want to skip into chapter 2. Lots of verses here, but we'll look at a few of them. Verse 7. "For the Lord your God has blessed you in all the work of your hand. He knows you are trudging through the wilderness. These 40 years the Lord your God, he has been with you, and you've lacked nothing." God is with us in our trials, in tribulation, in challenges. If we lock into him, we can find a resource that we lack nothing. And move on to verse 24. It says, "Rise, take your journey, and cross over the river Arnon. Look, I have given into your hand Sihon, the Amorite, king of Heshbon." They lost to these guys in rebellion, going to war in chapter 1. Here God gives them this victory, an old battle. "Begin to possess it and engage him in battle. This day I will begin to put the dread and fear of you upon the nations under the whole heaven, who shall hear the report of you and shall tremble and be in anguish because of you." Nations decided they didn't want to face them anymore, not because so much Israelites, but because of their God that does wonders for them, delivers them, and the terror he puts upon their enemies. I'm going to skip ahead into chapter 3, verses 25. Verse 25 says, "I pray, let me come across over and see the good land beyond the Jordan, those pleasant mountains and Lebanon." This is Moses here. "But the Lord was angry with me on your account and would not listen to me." 28 it says, "But command Joshua and encourage him and strengthen him, for he shall go over before this people, and he shall cause them to inherit the land which you will see." This is a new generation in retrospect Moses is talking to. And he's gone over from chapter 1 to chapter 3, a defeat to the Amorites first time, a second time, a victory against the Amorites, defeating King Sihon, taking Bashan, the king of Og. And now the nations are realizing that these people walk with God in their challenges. So a new generation who didn't know evil, didn't do evil deeds, didn't do evil worship, didn't have evil knowledge, the innocence. And we have a challenge to protect the new generation, to protect their innocence, that they do no evil deeds, that they are people separated and set aside for God's work in the communities and in the nation. And everyone facing difficult battles can be turned around. We saw this battle with the Amorite, turned around and delivered into their hands. And God goes before you and he fights for you. Every battle in your life can be turned around. And we can have victories even though we had a defeat in the very same thing. So again, be not terrified of challenges ahead. Pray this bless your hearts. Consider it, meditate on it, leave us a comment. Feel free to contact us. God bless.